so unfair. All right, Greta, in 19 minutes from now, we'll see you. Great, let not your heart be troubled. The Great American Panel, straight ahead.
I'm sitting on the bar stool acting like a darn fool. That's what I'm doing today. I'm just sitting here drinking, trying to keep from thinking I'm losing my troubles away.
And tonight on our Great American Panel, she is the Washington editor for Fortune magazine. Fox News contributor Nina Easton is here. He is the national chairman of the Republican National Hispanic Assembly. Danny Vargas is with us, and she is a Fox News anchor and analyst, a former prosecutor. Kimberly Guilfoyle is with us. All right, so all these politicians are going home. We got this guy Carnahan in Missouri. Now we got Claire McCaskill, and they're hearing from their constituents. Latest victim, Claire McCaskill. Let's roll the tape.
Nancy Pelosi, Harry Reid, and the rest of the people in Congress and the Senate, are they going to be willing to be on the same plan? They're asking us to be on.
There is an open revolt. The polls are showing it. Obama's below 50. The country does not want this, but they're still trying to ram this through fast.
Americans, let your voices be heard. And I think it's fantastic. That's what the principles that this country is founded on, letting our voices be heard, a democratic nation. Go to these things, make it happen. Tell them that you are not satisfied.
Tell them Sean Hannity sent you.
Tell them Sean Hannity sent you, and then they'll know. Lots of trouble.
You know, this is now happening, but also the revolt is coming from the Democrats themselves. There's more infighting than we have seen since Barack Obama's taken office. Is that why he wants to push this through so fast?
He knows the American public is getting sick and tired. They're getting fed up with the fact that they didn't buy into this. In Missouri, which is one of those purple states, it's one of those swing states that can go either way. And as days go by, the polls keep getting worse and worse, not just in his general approval rating, but as you get into the specific issues, whether it's the health care, whether it's the economy, and so forth, it's just tanking. He knows that every day that goes by, the American public is getting worse and worse in terms of the polls.
Interesting number, Sean. His approval rating is actually the exact same as it was for George W. Bush in July of the same year, the first year of the presidency.
Well, I don't know which poll you cite, because the Zogby and Rasmussen now have him below 50 for the first time in his presidency.
Well, this was the poll I looked at showed him at exactly like in the low 50s. The Gallup might have been the Gallup poll, yeah. But the point being that he's personally quite popular, but his job approval rating is really equivalent to what it was with George W. Bush. It's no different, but just going back to health care quickly, I think what you're running up against is that 85% of Americans like their health care. They're satisfied with their health care. All of this debate now has stirred up their fears that they're going to lose their health care, that they're going to have to move into a government program, that they're going to be taxed. There's a lot of fear out there.
And this is a problem, though. It seems that the more details that become available, the less inclined the American people are to support it. Rasmussen has now opposition to this plan that this was the one that was scored by the CBO down by 9. The presidential approval rating index is -11 for Obama.
The devil is in the details in all of this stuff. When you poll Americans and you say, do you want health care reform? They want health care reform. But what happens is you go out and you say, we're going to contain costs and we're going to expand coverage. Can you really do both of those? And they're finding out that it's not easy to do both of those. This is a third rail of politics.
It is, and George Bush tried as he wanted to, that he wanted to go after Social Security. He wasn't successful. Hillary Clinton.
Trying to rush this through. I mean, the waters are very murky. It's pretty obvious there's sharks in there, so the Americans don't want to dip their toe in because they're afraid that it's going to be much worse than what we're dealing with right now. And what is the rush? Why are they trying to, accelerate this and push it through?
The rush is Obama, Rahm Emanuel, as the Chicago way that he leads, he's not politically naive. I think he understands that if they don't get this done and get this done quickly, especially if unemployment now is headed for double digits, their political capital is gone and they're not going to have the ability to pass this.
And the American public understands that you don't need a government takeover, an overhaul of the best healthcare system in the world to be able to deal with some of the real issues that we do have to deal with. And we do have to have some healthcare reform in this country, but we can do it in a rational, reasonable, responsible way without undoing the best healthcare system in the world.
Yeah.
There's something next year called an election, and that's going to make things.
Is it really?
Yeah, and that's the closer you get to that election, the more things are going to get contentious on Capitol Hill. And you're already seeing, as we know, and we've heard about the Blue Dogs running for cover on this. It's going to be they go home, and they're going to go home in August next week, and they're going to be hearing from constituents.
A word of caution, there are 52 Blue Dog Democrats out there. They need 14 or 15 to be able to get past this, so a word of
Well,
caution.
they're talking about getting rid of the public option, and they're coming up with this new plan that they're talking about here. But I think when you look at the numbers, Dada's behind, Corzine, the governor of New Jersey, Patterson, the governor of New York, Boxer is in trouble, believe it or not, Harry Reid is in trouble, Pelosi is in trouble. So the Democrats, they don't seem to be grasping that the country is not buying into this, especially because the numbers on the employment side, the stimulus isn't working. You know, people don't have confidence in them, do they?
Plain old-fashioned, we worry about tax and spend liberals is coming back to haunt us. You listened to Barack Obama's speech at the convention last August when he laid out a very conventional Democratic tax and spend kind of agenda. It didn't look like a new Democrat, and that's what's coming back to haunt us right now.
We got to take a break. We'll talk about the Professor Gates issue when we get back, and much more with our great American paddle. Straight ahead.